For the last couple of years, we've been fed one single story. AI is coming for all the tech jobs. But what if that whole story is starting to crumble? Okay, let's get into this, because what's actually going on behind the scenes is one of the biggest and quietest U-turns the tech industry has seen in a long time.
Right, let's talk about IBM. In 2024, they made this big splash, laying off 8,000 people. The bet? That AI could pick up the slack. Well, fast forward 18 months, and they had to rehire those exact same people. Why? Because as their own HR chief put it, the AI just couldn't do the work. All that experience, that institutional knowledge, it walked right out the door, and no fancy algorithm was going to bring it back.
And look, this isn't just an IBM story, not by a long shot. Between the middle of 2024 and late 2025, 250,000 careers in tech were put on pause because of this same promise, this idea of AI-driven transformation. That's 250,000 people who had their lives turned upside down, all for a big corporate bet on AI. A bet that, well, is starting to look like a huge miscalculation.
So how on earth did we get here? How did this idea get so powerful that it led to 250,000 people losing their jobs? It turns out it started with a few very loud voices on a very, very big stage.
This right here, this was basically the starting gun. Early 2025, at Davos, Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff drops this bombshell. And the business press? They treated it like a prophecy from on high. All of a sudden, every other CEO was getting grilled on their earnings calls. So, what's your AI-driven transformation plan?
And the answer, from pretty much everyone, was to follow the leader. Microsoft, Google, Meta, Amazon, one by one, they all started announcing layoffs, and they all pointed to AI productivity. And you know what happened? Wall Street went absolutely bananas for it. Their stocks soared. The Magnificent Seven tech giants added trillions to their market cap. On paper, it looked like the smartest move in the world.
But inside those companies, a completely different story was playing out. The engineers who were left behind were tasked with using these amazing new AI tools, and, well, they were discovering that they didn't work anywhere near as well as the press releases wanted you to believe.
And then, the failures started going public, in a big way. In December of 2025, an Amazon AI tool, trying to be helpful and fix a bug, ended up deleting an entire production environment at AWS. Boom, a 13-hour outage. Just a few months later, some AI-assisted code brought down the Amazon retail site for 6 hours, costing them an estimated 6.3 million orders. They had given the AI the keys to the kingdom, and disaster struck.
And these weren't just a couple of isolated oopsies. By early 2026, the feeling of regret was spreading. Forrester Research did a survey and found that a clear majority, 55%, of employers who'd laid people off for AI reasons were privately admitting they'd made a huge mistake.
And the financial pain? It was staggering. OrgView found that a third of these companies, 1 in 3, actually spent more money rehiring people than they saved from the layoffs in the first place. Gartner is now predicting that half of all these companies will rehire for similar roles by 2027. And Forrester adds the really crucial detail. The jobs that are coming back, they're often offshore or coming back with a lower salary.
If you want one single story that just perfectly captures this whole mess, look at the payment company Klarna. They made a huge deal about replacing 700 customer service agents with AI. The press loved it. But then, their customer satisfaction scores totally tanked. The AI just couldn't handle the tricky human problems. So what did they do? Very, very quietly, they started rehiring the humans they needed all along.
And this, right here, this brings us to the real heart of the story today. That quiet rehiring that happened at Klarna, it's happening all across the industry. It's this massive, hidden reversal of that whole AI layoff wave.
So how are they doing it without having to publicly admit they were wrong? Well, it's something called a back-channel hire. Instead of posting a job for everyone to see, they just quietly get in touch with the exact same people they laid off. They offer them the same work, but, and this is the key part, with a new job title and often for less pay.
And this slide, this lays out the game perfectly. You get laid off as a senior software engineer. A few months go by, you get a call, and now they want to hire you as an AI reliability engineer. The title is all new and shiny. The work? Exactly the same. The only thing that's really changed, a 5 to 15% haircut on your salary.
And this is the part you really need to hear. One recruiter just laid it all out there, saying this whole thing wasn't about a productivity transformation. It was a coordinated salary reset, just disguised as one. The playbook was simple. Fire your expensive senior people, wait for them to get a little desperate, and then hire them back for less. And this isn't just some abstract theory. Let me tell you about Sarah, a real senior engineer at a big tech firm. She was laid off as part of an AI efficiency initiative. 8 months later, her phone rings. It's the same company offering her a new role, AI reliability engineer. It was her exact old job, just with a 12% pay cut. And she took it, she had bills to pay.
So knowing all this, what does it actually mean for you? I mean, how are you supposed to navigate this new and, let's be honest, kind of deceptive reality in the tech world?
Okay, if you've been laid off, you need to remember this. Your leverage is going up every single day as these companies get more and more desperate. When they call you back, it's not a favor. It's because they need your knowledge, the stuff they can't automate. So you need to negotiate hard for what you're actually worth.
And if you're currently employed, your new job is to become a documentarian. Keep a private log of every single AI-generated bug, every outage caused by AI, every time those promised productivity gains just don't show up. This isn't about being cynical. It's about protecting yourself with hard data. That documentation, that's your leverage. That's your insurance policy. To really understand what's happening, it helps to look back, because we have seen this movie before. Remember the dot-com hype? It led to massive overhiring followed by massive layoffs. The AI hype of 2024? Massive layoffs. And now we're living through the sequel, the Great Rehire. It's the quiet, painful, and inevitable correction.
But this time around, there's a new and dangerous twist to the story. The junior engineer problem. See, AI is actually pretty good at the simple, entry-level tasks. The very same tasks that junior engineers used to cut their teeth on to learn and grow. By automating away those roles, the industry is basically eating its own seed corn. So you have to ask, where are the senior engineers of tomorrow going to come from?
And this is creating a huge split in the job market. For senior engineers, people with deep real-world expertise, demand and salaries are probably going to keep going up. But for junior roles, the market could face some serious headwinds. And that's creating a dangerous gap in the talent pipeline that these companies are only just now starting to wake up to.
So when you just strip away all the hype, all the breathless headlines, and all the jargon, what you're left with is actually pretty simple. What we all just witnessed over the past couple of years, it wasn't a technology revolution, it was a massive industry-wide corporate miscalculation. And real people paid the price for it.
So that's the real story. The companies that bet big and got it wrong are now trying to quietly walk it all back. The real question then is, what are you going to do with that information? Now that you know the story behind the hype, how will you navigate your career?